Are we?
Yeah. Hey, Jerry.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome again today to our chit-chat discussion with myself, Chijoke, and Olajide. Olajide is joining us here for the first time. We're glad to have him on board on this chit-chat. So just like we do on a weekend basis, we just try to come in and have discussions about tech as founders ourselves. We just think it's important for us to share our own opinions and voices regarding the things that are happening in our businesses and also the industry around us. So I'll give the floor to Olajide to maybe just do a quick introduction about himself since this is his first time of joining the discussion.
Okay, good afternoon. Good evening, rather. Um, here today. Sean,
Olajide, I think you're breaking. I think you're breaking a bit. Or is it coming from my side?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's better.
Okay. I said I just moved to Netherlands here, so I practice real estate. Currently pivot to tech now to see if I can do something in prop tech. So tech, so I'm happy to be here to join the conversation.
All right.
Very.
Ajay, thanks for that introduction. Hopefully, your network gets a bit better so that you can be more audible. Yeah, so today we have an interesting discussion. I mean, it's a discussion on a topic that has been going on for the past few weeks now, and this is basically regarding Twitter, right? Twitter and the ongoing acquisition by Elon Musk. And for us as businesses, I mean, we thought, let's come and put in our own 2 cents and opinion about this. There have been, lots of discussions around it. For Elon Musk, as a very influential person on Twitter, he had his opinions regarding what he felt would be a better space, a better way to approach, Twitter, and that kind of like led to what is ongoing now. But for us as businesses, we also are just here to say, okay, like there's been different opinions. A lot of people, coming out to say, oh, they're leaving Twitter because Elon Musk, it's buying it over. Some people are like, oh, they're with him. We're here to share our own opinions about that as well, and how for us as businesses, do we agree with what Elon Musk is saying about Twitter, and how have we used Twitter in our businesses, and how do we think that this acquisition would affect our businesses and other businesses around Nigeria and all that. So yeah, I would leave the floor to Chijoke to also share his own thoughts about that.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks. So I have quite I have a little opinion rather on this topic, but still I still have to, as if I look at the person of Elon Musk, and some people that say they want to leave Twitter or they don't want to continue or whatever, I would not be part of those people, because looking at who he is as a person and what he has done, not just because he's, his position in the world right now, but I like his style of leadership over time. I like how he started out. I mean, if you look way back from PayPal, how he founded one of the PayPal mafias, and what he has done, in SpaceX, what he has done in in the electric vehicle space. And the guy is the boring company. The guy is a visionary, right? I think Elon is not the usual. He's not the usual, most weirdest people we have seen. He's not like like the Zuckerberg. He's not like the other wealthiest people, we have today, Microsoft them and all those stuff, right? He's very vocal. He's very opinionated. He's just out there. I think that I think he's the most criticized founder out there today, But I try to, if you look all the way back, from what he has done, and even from when I think I saw a tweet. I think I took a screenshot of it, of when I think sometime in 2017 that he asked. He said that he would like to buy Twitter. Yeah, I think I'll look for it. But yeah, I saw it sometime last week. So this today is this is like him. He's living the vision now, because the platform has grown and become like wild, and he is there, and he's acquiring it today. So I want to see the perspective of him doing what he's doing today, because he has consistently wanted to do it. That's why he became very influential in Twitter, using it every day, saying a lot of things, influencing lots of things from Twitter. So if he says he wants to purchase it, which he finally did, and the way he did it, I think that for me, I don't actually use Twitter. I just listen to it. But because he's buying it, I'm really gonna start using Twitter, really, because I mean the guy has almost everything he wanted to do. He has done it, and he's always taken to the next level. Yeah.
Oh, that was an interesting one. Olajide, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I can't Chidebe just said. Can you hear me properly? Can you hear me properly now?
It
Yes,
still breaks a bit, but just go ahead. Let's see.
Okay, okay. We should just let this moment in history pass. What I'm saying so is, check very well. Most there's a percentage of American billionaires that own news outlets. I think Amazon, the former, just the richest person before Elon took over from, who has is Washington Post, right?
Yeah.
So it's showing that if you it's not enough to be wealthy. You should have a space in the narratives, in the conversation, how conversation emerges. If these billionaires are sitting towards that, it should tell you something.
Yeah.
It should. It should. And then I'm still going to take it back to our own politics in Nigeria, sincerely. I'm still going to, you can't just say that immigrants abroad have a channel through which you drive conversation back home. I don't want to distract us, but I will still want us to get there later on in this discussion. I don't know. For our audience, does it cover this?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, this is what I'm saying to you, is that if you check the last electoral bill that was amended, they didn't want us to vote from the diaspora. Show how the diaspora vote. Hating that there's a chunk of FDI coming from the diaspora. There's a chunk of money going into Nigeria, forex going into Nigeria, that is coming from diaspora. Skilled people that left Nigeria to practice abroad. Is increasing by the day. The numbers are getting higher to Canada, to Europe, to other African countries. There's a lot of Nigerian startups in other African countries. Flutterwave is in other African countries. I think Paystar too. And then we have some Nigerian banks too. And then we have some workers going. Now, if you are blocking away that, if they are blocking that voting block, if they are sending that voting block away, if you don't have power to vote, then we should have a channel through which we drive conversations. And then our avenue is to use, we want to use Twitter. We want to have an avenue to do that.
On what you just said now, Olajide,
Yeah.
There's so much power in social media, so much power that the social media has given young people and everyone actually. you can go back to the demonstration, the Lekki Toge the demonstration, the NSAS movement in Nigeria, correct?
Yeah.
Twitter was one of the powerhouses of that movement.
Yeah.
And even looking at the electioneering, in Nigeria, Twitter is playing a major role, in that system. When this was banned in Nigeria, a lot of people were saying how much they are losing each day. Which brings us to, Jeremiah, one of the things you said, businesses are millions of businesses has been built, in Twitter,
True.
so and it cuts across board. It cuts across the board from the local businesses in Nigeria to Nigerian diasporans. Then, which now brings us to the thing you also mentioned, which is that you cannot, if you want to build an effective business, or you want to build an effective you want to be very effective in politics, you cannot neglect the power of media. You cannot, neglect, because if the billionaires of our time are buying up these enterprises, we cannot look down on them. We cannot neglect them.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So that's a quite interesting way to look at it. And I mean, but now in the instance of people really frowning, and I mean this the entire acquisition is still ongoing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a conclusive
Finalize it.
matter yet, but it's still ongoing. I mean, but people have been taking a lot of different approaches to it. Some people are saying, oh, they want to leave the platform. For me personally, I don't see that. I don't see that because someone like Elon Musk is buying over the platform is a reason for other people to leave, right? Because there's still a lot of value that this particular platform offers, and I don't think even when it was the former CEO running it, there was a restriction as to what you could do with the platform for your business or how you even interacted with it socially. So I don't even see that there's going to be a difference at that. So what do you guys think on that? On people really just concerned, and where is that even coming from? Like, what is even bringing all those concerns? It's not like Marx has been known to kill any business or whatever it is. So where do you feel that concern is coming from?
Okay. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Now, people that are threatening to leave the platform, it has political undertone. When you check, Elon Musk to the right, I won't call him a far right. He's partly far right. Now, the
No,
liberals.
he said he don't he just said today. He just said today how he detests far right, so he's not.
How is the what?
I said he just tweeted today. He tweeted this afternoon how he detests far right.
Far right or far left?
Okay, no. Okay, yeah. Sorry. He said how he detests
Far
far
left.
left. Yeah, he
Far
said
left.
how he detests far left, and also he also disagrees with far right.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, that you can't call him far right, but it is towards right. So those are threatening to leave the platform from the far left. And then I don't know, at the time, some people have the opinion that the LGBTQ community has a chokehold on Twitter and some other special interests like that. Now, they are looking like somebody who has a mix of conservatism is coming to buy the platform. So the threat of leaving is from those. And I don't think I don't think their concerns are actually genuine, but they can definitely look into. But I don't think Elon Musk is going to come and then impose a different set of value other than what we have seen Twitter. Now, that's that's why every time he's coming out to say, look, I'm going to make sure that there's freedom of speech here. I'm going to make sure that
sorry, but But now that brings, but that now says, how do you balance this freedom of speech, and disinformation? Because there are a thin line between both. How do you balance it?
Yeah, and
See,
honestly, the question is, what does freedom of speech mean to you as an individual?
Exactly.
okay,
Because
can I?
because because if you look at it, I mean, why Twitter banned some people was because of disinformation, correct?
Yeah.
So now, how do you really take care of it? Because he was, for me just to say, he was against some people that was banned, correct? He was against it. Especially he said that he was against permanent ban, which, yeah, to me, doesn't actually still make sense as well. Permanently banning someone doesn't make sense. I mean, that's my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, can we start from here? I'm using a platform now. What is the percentage of this misinformation on this platform that we are using now?
Super
What's
high.
the
Super high.
Oh, there's misinformation on LinkedIn.
Of course
It's
there
very
is.
low. But it's very low now.
It is, but yes, it's very low. Yes.
It's very low. Yes. So why is it very low? Because all of us say we are here with our real our government names. But you see, on Twitter, somebody will have several accounts, and none of those accounts bears any form of ID. So there are something that can be corrected fundamentally that will bring down the percentage of misinformation. But you cannot totally eradicate it. But you can bring it down to the barest minimum. You see, misinformation and freedom of speech will coexist day and night, just like good and evil. It is the management. It is the management that will now begin to look into properly. So if you know you'll be responsible for the information that you put out there, then if you check what Trevor Noah did, Trevor Noah at the White House dinner yesterday or day before yesterday, look at what he said. He was referencing a presenter in CNN, say, look, you don't have a job again. You know why? Because the guy was a fact checker for CNN. So when the misinformation was brought to a barest minimum, the guy didn't have a job again. If you begin to make the processes for you to misinform people very difficult, you bring it to a controllable minimum or standard percentage. Anyone?
I think that brings the what you just said now. Probably that's the reason why he's attacking bots. Because one of his major thing that he says he's going to change is to add humans, to do human identification, and to attack bots. Because most of the disinformation are carried by bots. But if you're responsible, at least I think, yeah, I think that will really really reduce, as you mentioned. I think you're correct on that.
So if the argument is that yes, it would reduce misinformation and balance a bit of. So I mean, for him, he says freedom of speech, right? One of his reasons that he wants
Yeah.
freedom of speech, and also for Twitter, there has for the amount of years that they have been existing, there are reasons why they started to restrict some form of banter. I mean, let's look at Nigeria as a point of view. Like Nigerian Twitter space can be can be deemed as very toxic in that manner. As in, people just come there and represent themselves, just like Olajide has said, just to be able to give out all this kind of like information and all that. But as it is right now, regardless of how what that concern was, we're still on the conversation of like, okay, he has brought it over this thing. What do we now feel is going to be the new way of things? What do you think would change in the way things are approached on Twitter? What do you think are the new things that someone like Elon Musk, based on your experience of him over the years and the kind of businesses that he has set up, what do you feel that is going to come, to Twitter that will make things a bit better?
Okay. I think first, if someone is saying that he wants to leave Twitter because of Elon Musk, the person is not leaving. If you want to leave, you just leave. Like, why announce you want to leave, right? So if you want to leave, you just delete your account and just leave. So most people
I
that
think
say
they're
that,
trying to encourage more people to. That's why they will do that.
yeah. So I mean, but most people that want people have seen what the guy has done for a couple of years now, and I think we're going to see a reform Twitter. I think we're going to see a more open Twitter, and because this guy has a way of not he just talks whatever he wants to do. He doesn't really hide it. So I think we're going to see a more open Twitter. I think we're going to see a platform that may be monetized, right? Twitter has tried to monetize it in the past, but it didn't really work. I think that feature is still there, but I don't really see it working. Maybe he may, although what he said that he's not there for profit, correct? It's really for change and impacting lives. I mean, but using about 20%, if I'm correct, of his wealth to just do that, I doubt if that's totally true. But I see a platform that he's gonna use it more. He's gonna use it often, and it's I've seen him do some crazy stuff, right? Like some people talk about Tesla, about something that's going on their vehicle. He can just tell them, "Hey, take it to your nearest, Tesla office," and it's fixed. Or he give them advice on what to do. I mean, how many CEOs reply their tweets? Okay, so it's such an important tool to him. It's such an important tool. Now look at what he did with Dodge, from there, what he did with Tesla from Twitter, and a lot of things he has done just from that platform. So it's so important to him. So I know that he's gonna do lots of change into it. Someone was saying, I know that people have started a whole lot of business from Twitter. People has, do a lot of fundraising, from Twitter. People do a lot of meet a lot of, people that they date and marry on Twitter, So someone's talking about, okay, I mean, maybe he's just gonna add, something on dating, on Twitter as well. Kind of, you kind of match people, with your tweet or something like that. But I don't know what he's gonna do truly, but what I think is I know so well is that Twitter is gonna be better because he bought the company. He's super innovative. He's just a crazy dude. He puts it all in. He risks it all. Like he risks it all and he pioneers it. He's the voice of his business. So and I think it's just gonna be a better platform. That I know.
So as a business owner for you, on the scale of say one to how important is Twitter as a platform to you and your business? Because Olajide was talking about the political side of things, how a lot of like the most influential billionaires have been able to acquire media outlets to be able to communicate their messages. There's a reason why that is happening. There's a reason why they feel they need to control some form of narrative. But for us, and our businesses, how important are these platforms to us, and what is our take on putting out information about our business and bringing our opinions out there?
Yeah, I think that Twitter is one of the most important social media of today, especially as a startup. I have friends, and I have met people that have used Twitter to connect to large followership, and use Twitter to to connect their business into to lots of people, and even fundraising and all those stuff. It really has played a major role. I don't really use Twitter. I just follow and listen to what's going on there. But I'm not really a strong Twitter user, and I hope I'm gonna become that soon. But it's one of the most important tools in business today, and people that have used it have really seen great growth and great success. But talking about social media in general, you cannot remove social media as a business person. You cannot, you cannot look away from social media, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it Twitter. You cannot, as a business person, if you want to reach a wider audience, you must make up time. You must, participate in social media, because at the end of the day, that is one of the fastest way for people to get to know what you're doing and what you're building. And I'm just gonna, state this, that one thing I think that's important that we'll learn from him as a person. I mean, Elon as a person is that he is his own publicist. He's the promoter, the biggest promoter of his business. He's proud to talk about this at any time. He takes the risk, to say whatever he wants to say, and he damn the consequences, right? Because he believed in his vision. So he is the visionary, and he's proud to put his face, put his voice, and put his tweets on what he believes in. And I think that's what really makes a difference between a lot of business owners and founders. I really think that is high time that, as business owners, we stop, especially those of us that are introverts. Yeah, some people don't believe I'm an introvert, but really I'm an introvert. So especially those of us that are introverts, to start really coming. Don't just, it's no longer time to just build that thing you want to do. Say, let your business speak for you. No, you really have to start speaking for your business as well. And so I think it's time for everyone, whatever you're building, you don't just hide behind the keyboards, and or rather just hide in your office, do whatever you have to do. I think it's time that, we put a face to whatever you're building, which is you, the founder, you, the CEO. I think it plays important role. And Elon didn't start it, actually. I think that one of the person that pushed it, was Jobs in Apple. He was out there talking about his business. He was in conferences. He was presenting about his business. So I think that Elon only took it to the very next level. Using the social media. So I think that part is something that, as founders, we should emulate. And really be the drivers. We're no longer driving just from our office, but we're also driving, driving our business, from the public perspective as well. Yeah.
Olajide, you still with us?
He's been struggling with his network, I guess.
Yes, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I muted myself. For me, I think anybody that is doing business now, especially if your business is tech based, if you are not that serious, you don't have a strong presence on Twitter before, then you should start moving towards it now. Businessman behind it, a serious businessman behind it. So I'll be expecting that it's going to infuse any kind of commercial infrastructure, make Twitter look like a business platform. Guys going to do it. That's my own conversation. That everything that will make Twitter profitable, and whatever will make Twitter to be profitable, will make every business on Twitter. You can just do that inference. And if the platform is going to be profitable, that means the platform is going to be doing business. And if the platform is going to be doing business, that means businesses that will come on it or that have strong presence on it, you need to be doing serious figures, serious number. I think a lot of opportunities are going to open up if Twitter. That's how I see it.
Okay. I think from my own point of view, I do agree with what you guys said. I mean, as a business owner, it's very important for you to first of all have an audience, have a community. Like the description of Twitter is a town hall. It's where you interact, you meet other people, you meet your customers, and over the years, I've seen people really trust the platform as a place, to really start conversations or get their voices heard. We have seen how it has been very influential in different kind of campaigns, for the young people in Nigeria, and how a lot of hashtags and statements have come through a platform like it to basically create an impact. So for businesses, yes, of course, and for me personally, I don't see um, any downside to Elon Musk, taking the company private. I don't see any downside to it. I feel like what people should focus on more is really improving, their engagement and the value they have been using the platform for, to keep doing, because he came in with opinions of, pro the platform. He didn't come in, with opinions that were like, oh, this is bad, we need to take this out, we need to take this out, or this. It's pro because he's a very influential figure on that same platform. So I feel like he was coming from the sense of, I want to make it better, I want to allow some things happen. So that is basically, as a business person, that is just how I look at it. My opinion is, as long as this platform still exists to support, my voice, to support my business, to allow me communicate and, engage with customers, partners, then it's still good. It's still all good. So really, the conversation is really about, yes, I mean, there's always going to be different shifts that happen in tech. This is really something we're talking about, because it's a very, 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 this is the huge platform that we have known for years, and the acquisition is also a very significant one, right? So, I mean, for me, I'm just going to sit back, relax, keep pushing my team, to keep being more influential on it. Also, just see how it goes. But I don't see that for any reason it's going to be a disaster going forward that we bought it over. This has happened over the years. Companies have bought over companies, and either they made it better or they didn't. But in this case, I just see someone who is also very passionate, understands the influence of the platform, and just wants to make it better. So yeah, that's my own opinion on this matter.
Yeah, you're correct. So for our viewers, and for anyone that will listen better, this is just for us to say, it's super important, one, to the social media as part of our life today. And the more, whatever you're doing, you have to try to build your business around social media. And also and also looking at the life of the man, of Elon Musk. He's been consistent over the years, and not just that, he's been, whatever he has built, a lot of successful companies, and we have seen that he's a major promoter of his business. So as founders, being focused and building whatever we believe in, whatever vision that we're working on, to consistently build on it, having the big picture, and doing everything we have, within our power to push that business. That, like, being you are, as a CEO, you are a marketer, you are a salesperson, you are the first promoter of your business. And hiring people to do the job, of course you have to, but that is just, you have to still be the number one person that will market your business and that will sell your business and to push it forward for growth. Because you are the chief executive officer, yes, but you're also the marketer and the chief promoter of your business, which you have seen in all the business that Elon has started over the years. And so, to me, that is the highest lesson that I learned from his life. And I've applied those things to my personal life today, and I think it's super important that as we all grow, we'll also apply this in our startup as well. Thank you.
All right, everyone. This was great. I think, and that interesting conversation that we've had today. And one thanks everyone that has joined us. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any, points or you want to jump in on the matter, I believe, you can always just drop us a message or something and we can engage. And if you want us, if there are other interesting topics you want us to talk about, then, you can also put that on the comment section and then we can look into that. So thanks everyone today for joining. And we'll see you guys next week with another interesting conversation.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. And thanks a lot, Jide. See you guys next Sunday.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Bye.
Yeah.